issues tonight, so
Man, everybody's got issues.
Everybody does have issues, but even I've got issues. But
really?
yeah, really. I don't know. But yeah, let's see. Hey! It's actually working, and we're live. So welcome all to Hit or Miss. I'm your host, Night Strike, and I've got an interesting panel this evening. So
Really?
and they're dropping like flies tonight. So let's go through the panelists we have tonight, and we got a couple topics to go over. If we make it through these topics, great. If we don't, well, you know what? We'll talk about guns. That's what we'll do.
That works.
So, first up, we've got everyone's favorite Foos. How's it going, Foos?
Foos is saying in the internal chat that he's having audio issues.
Okay, Foos, we'll get back to you. So, fix your shit. Gizzard.
Yo.
What's going on, Gizzard?
Man, just living the dream, sitting here, living the high life here in Gun Freedom, Kansas. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, Gun Freedom. That's right. All right.
Yeah, baby.
And then we got everyone's favorite Marylander. We've got David Bowling, otherwise known as Kingpin. What's going on?
Not too much, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. And then we've got my unofficial co-host, Travis P. Levin.
Hey, man, appreciate the invite. Thank you so much. Cheap plug, as usual. Check out Caliber Corner Thursday nights from 5 to 7 Central Time, 6 to 8 East Coast Time. We'll be talking guns. More gun talk this week, so make sure you guys check it out on gunchannels.com. And as always, support GunTube.org.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yep. So for a link for that, if you want to support GunTube.org, and please do right now, because I really need support and help with GunTube right now. If you'd like to, there's the link out there. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But Patreon isn't really working for that, so I have other methods that you can help and support GunTube. And if you can, great. If you can't, well then, I'm gonna figure something else out. Anyways, what do we got tonight? Well, if you're in California, I just want to let you know that Proposition 63 goes into effect July 1st. So this means you not only have to pay a $1 processing fee. There also means there's a there's a $19 DROS fee as well.
Well, it says if you don't have a gun registered, you've got a $19 DROS fee, and you can wait up to 2 weeks. Cost up to 2 week 2 week delay before your background check or before your check can be approved. So basically, everybody's going to have to go through background checks when they buy ammunition every single time.
Yeah, on top of what you're already paying for the ammunition itself. Not excluding any other additional taxes they decide to tack on.
It says ammo vendors must collect information from buyers such as name, date of birth, and current address, which they must submit to state officials to be used for law enforcement purposes.
I just hope law enforcement has to do the same damn thing. Because if they're excluding law enforcement and the government out of this and only doing this for the the people, then this pisses me off, because you should be putting law enforcement under the same scrutinies that you should be putting everyone else under. Because who knows that law enforcement officer, won't go out there and do something shady himself.
Well, I would say now is probably a good time to buy one of those Lake City 5.56 barrels of like 100,000 rounds. So if you haven't done so yet, now's probably a good time to get your order placed, because that kicks in July 1st.
Yeah, that's only what, $17,000.
Oh, I have no idea. What are no? Aren't they about 4,000 or 5,000 for one of those big old barrels?
Uh,
I don't know. If you don't have one, you might want to pick one up.
I'm gonna go see how much those barrels are.
$6.
No.
Is that the same bill or whatever that is talking about getting rid of the lead projectiles as well, Travis?
I don't know if it's the same bill, but that same deadline is kicking in. That's also coming up too. Yeah, where they're
Yeah, Travis, it's $4,000. You're right.
okay. Is it 100,000 rounds?
No, it's 12,500 rounds.
And then to make it worse, Walmart has to update their computer system, so they're going to have a 7-day basically moratorium on ammo sales in all their stores in California. So you won't be able to buy any ammo in Walmart from July 1st to July 7th.
And Calaveras 32 special is reminding us that we also have to we also have to provide our federally recognized ID, such as a passport or real ID, probably on top of your firearm ownership's card as well, and maybe a copy of your firstborn's birth certificate. Who knows?
Yeah. Blood type, stool sample, all that stuff.
I added a whole birth certificate thing just at the end of that, but that's how ridiculous it's getting in California. And, all I'm wondering is, people of California, why are you letting this happen? Why are you letting them walk all over you? I mean, if you're afraid to do something because you don't want to go to jail, well, if you wait long enough, they'll just say anyone who owns a gun has to go to jail and legislate your ass into jail. So not doing anything will get you in jail anyways.
And, at this time, Gizzard Gary and I would like to remind everyone that out here in Nebraska and Kansas, there's more than enough room for all of you if you want to come on out.
Yeah.
I mean, really, we got oodles and oodles of space with no delays on ammo purchases, and yeah,
Places to shoot, places you can carry everywhere.
we'll just refer to it as Kanaska. It's Kanaska, right?
Yeah.
Kanaska. Nebraska and Kansas will unite. Yeah.
Yeah, throw in a little Oklahoma there for good measure.
There you go, Kanaskahoma.
now, is it Kansas or is it Kansas? Because I know we've got Arkansas, which is Kansas.
Oh, that's a good question.
Or they call it Arkansas.
Well,
so does that mean because there's no AR in front of it? It's just
Kansas. No, it's just Kansas because you don't have that first set there, that first syllable, those first two groups there. The pronunciation is going to change. So I think it's definitely Kansas.
Arkansas is heavily influenced by the French when they were initially settled.
No, that's not just Arkansas. That was Louisiana.
Well, Louisiana, Arkansas, same thing. I mean,
wow.
Is Arkansas just a suburb of Louisiana?
I at this point I'm not sure.
This is what happens when they quit teaching geography in public schools. I'm telling you,
You're right.
It all just falls apart. That's what happens.
It does. It does. So we got comments out there in the chat. So I'm going to read a couple of these comments, and I'm going to also make another announcement because I just wanted to thank someone. What are they saying? They're just commenting that there's more blue people out there, or out there than red people. More Democrats than Republicans, I guess. Well, when you let major cities decide, only a few major cities decide, everything for an entire state, when they only pertain to those cities and they do nothing to help the rest of the state, it ticks me off. Because just because we got a shit ton of people in this small area here means we get to dictate, what people can do what people can and can't do on their own land, and get to dictate how they live out in the country, because we all live in this shitty city right here. It pisses me off. And I don't like it.
we got to get onto the other little negative, Nilly, too. Don't forget about the lead ammo ban, which I think is going to be a huge. That's going to suck. That's going to suck for anybody that's a hunter.
Yeah, that's.
And
all
that's
right,
not,
you go over that. I'm a little bit angry.
well, I would say if you are the kind of person that likes to invest, now is probably the time to invest in a company like Fort Scott Munitions, because
absolutely,
after July 1st, you're going to see those companies that produce the copper based ammunition skyrocket. And I'm sure the big companies, Federal, Winchester, those guys all have a copper based alternative or something that they're working on right now. But it says that they've been in California, their Fish and Game Commission has been progressively phasing in regulations to ban lead ammo for taking game in the past several years. And it says the shooting sports industry has responded with alternative non-lead ammunition, which is invariably more expensive and harder to find. I don't agree with that, because anybody can go online as long as you can get ammunition delivered to California online. If you could order it and have it sent to your FFL and do your background check, you can get copper-based ammunition. That's not. I mean, you're not gonna find a big selection of it, if any at all, at your local Walmart or farm supply store and stuff like that. Yeah,
Travis.
Yo,
Travis, and everyone listening, cover your ears. Shut up! Be infringed.
Ooh, man, wow, that was pretty hardcore, bro.
I'm pissed.
And so the thing is, it says, they're warning sportsmen to shop carefully and sight on their guns with the alternative ammo to understand how their farms are going to perform with the new loads. And I'm not doubting the ballistic efficiency of the copper ammo. It's just the fact that it's going to cost more money now for you to do that. And it sounds like, you're not going to be grandfathered in with the lead ammunition that you currently have.
Well, there is some ammunition that I have to do a video on, and I've been dragging my foot on that. It's ammunition that I got from Garage Guns when he did a fundraiser and he got some ammo. Mm-hmm. It's I've got the defensive stuff for the 45. It's what is it?
Is it Fort Scott Munitions or what?
No, this is from Inceptor. It's basically a copper polymer hybrid.
Yeah.
Matrix projectile, and it's really interesting. And if they use something like this, I've already used some of it in my 45, and it's good. It's good. It works well. But again, if they use something like that, that might work. But again, because it's a copper polymer hybrid, they don't necessarily have to put a hole in it for the defensive ammo like you would with like you normally.
Oh, yeah.
Because the defensive 45 ammo I got of it, it's a more of a spiral design than it is a hollow point. It's not hollow point.
I've never done any hunting with copper ammo, so I really don't know what ballistic effectiveness and energy delivery.
Let's stop.
The Fort Scott's supposed to tumble upon impact. That's its.
Let's see.
It's kind of its forte. The damage it does inside. Yeah.
See, there's the 45, but I don't know if you can see that well enough. But
oh my God, he shaved.
Yeah. Yes.
You didn't know that?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. That's
he's gonna start doing makeup videos now, so he can get those last 30 subscribers that he needs. And so one or two videos will bring in everything he needs.
Our new host, Peter Griffin.
Actually, I've already got the 10 or 12 o'clock shadow or whatnot now.
Yeah, that's just one day right there, man.
That's just 2 days right there. I'm growing it back, but I shaved the whole thing off, guys. Had to.
So did you make like a sweater or something out of all that?
No, I could have.
Locks for Love donation, brother.
I shaved it off in all one image and all one piece. And all one piece. I could have made a wig out of it, but then I decided, you know what? I'll probably just throw it away.
Now, talking about that ammo, I'm looking over at the Fort Scott Munitions website, and that's another thing too. If you guys are going to go hunt with that,
this is Inceptor.
No, I'm just talking about Fort Scott in general. I would say you probably, if you are in California, you want to probably hurry up and get those orders placed on the copper ammo. just because there's probably going to be a run on it because there's going to be such a huge demand for every hunter in California needing to buy it.
Yeah.
I got a quick question.
Yo,
Where does lead come from?
Metal.
Pencils.
No, I meant where that's crap.
Pencils.
element's going to be what's melted down.
No,
from.
it's totally lead. It's totally lead.
No, pencil is graphite. Lead comes out of the ground.
Yeah.
And now they're bitching that we're putting it back into. Okay.
They're complaining that putting it back into the ground is some way harmful to the environment.
Yeah.
When it comes out of the environment, anyways.
That's not necessarily a really valid argument though to make, because when you put lead back into the ground, ultimately it's going to seep into the water system, and that's the problem: is the lead in the water, not the lead in your backyard in a dirt pile.
Right. I get it. You know what lead used to be? Look it up.
Oh, what wasn't it in?
No, lead is formed from uranium. It's quite I didn't believe it either, and I looked it up, and I'm like, really? And they use lead to shield against radiation.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah, Ice and White out there saying the argument because it's refined too at Night Strike. Yes, the lead you shoot is more refined than the lead you take out of the ground. Yeah, that does have some validity, but at the same time, it really at a shooting range, it's not going to get into the water. I'm sorry, it's just no. Well, Mad Sexy says at Night Strike, lead is tasty in my water. Well, if you live in Flint, Michigan, I'm sure it is.
And I'm not saying that that's always a valid argument. I mean, I live in Maryland, and we've got all kinds of watershed acts going on over here that are absolutely unnecessary. I'm just saying that's the argument that they're making, is that it's going to poison the water and eventually kill some fish that nobody knows even exist.
Exactly, right? It'll kill something that nobody knows exists, and people will all be unhappy that it's gone because they didn't know it existed in the first place, and yada yada yada. Let's blame somebody else.
Well, the thing is too is how much lead are people putting into the environment other than a shooting range and a backstop? I mean, as a hunter, really? Do you really think you're putting that much lead back into the environment? How many hunters would it take?
You're not. You're not really putting that much lead.
Yeah. It's a feel-good, silly, liberal. Yeah.
Sarge is out there commenting instead of jumping in here and taking part of the conversation. So let's all make cop jokes.
Am I being detained?
Are we being detained?
Now, I'm not trying to take the pro-environmental stance, but the only thing I could see lead becoming an issue in would be wetlands with lead shot with ammo. I mean, isn't like on what, federal grounds or state lands you can't use lead shot for hunting?
I'm pretty sure all Ohio it's all got to be steel.
Yeah. I mean okay, I can understand that because you're putting that directly in water.
Right. Especially if you're hunting over a reservoir or water that is used for drinking water. Yes.
And like I said, I'm not taking the pro-environmental stance, but I could see that as being a valid argument, because if you put enough of that in any kind of a pond or something, if it's going to dissolve and fish are going to eat it, or it's going to break down and get into the groundwater,
It's definitely a big no-no in Maryland to shoot into the water. Like, if you get caught shooting in the water, you'll get in trouble.
Gentlemen are free to move about, so you're not being detained. So we're good.
I can see what you're saying about being refined, because lead is a lot like gold or any other mineral in the ground. Copper, you see strip mines and strip mines for gold, and they strip how much land, collect all this ore, and how much of it ends up actually being the material they were looking for. So and then it's refined down, and I don't know, I got all kinds of it here and I ain't got lead poisoning yet. Then again, I'm not licking it either. So
either way, I'm not the one to say whether lead is the greatest of ingredients to ammo or over something else, because quite honestly, I don't know what works best, because that's not my area of expertise. I'm not a metallurgist. I don't know whether lead or copper polymer or whatever other metal is better to use in ammunition other than lead. That's not my job. So that's the ammunitions company, the companies to pay to have a research study done to find out which metal is best to use as an alternative.
Well, lead is the least expensive, and
What-
you know what they've done with lead rounds and hollow points and expansion and all that. I can understand that, but now what they're doing with polymers and all the different metals, we were talking about Fort Scott, got a story about that, but to tumble upon impact, I can get that, but go buy some Fort Scott. That is premium price.
Oh yeah, you're gonna pay for it. It's, but hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, you can drop $35-$40 on a box of premier lead ammo. I mean, look at Hornady Superformance. That's $45 a box for 308 or 65 Creedmoor or whatnot. I mean, you can spend just as much as what they're charging for their ammo if you really look at it. Now, you can't tune your gun in with some cheap lead ammo now. Well, unfortunately. Well, I guess you could if you're on your ranges. Maybe. I don't know. You're not actually hunting at the range. So they haven't banned lead ammo for the ranges yet in California. It's just going to be for the hunting season, for the hunting seasons from what I've seen so far. So yeah, Fort Scott's choosing a lot. They're charging a lot, but it's also not much more than what you're going to spend on. But then again, you don't have that $17, box of just inexpensive hunting grade ammo either, lead-based hunting grade ammo either, in California.
Well, everything causes cancer in California.
Oh yeah,
Nowhere else in California.
Including the sign that tells you "Welcome to California." And by the way, we're required to tell you that this sign may give you cancer in the state of California.
This show probably does in some way, really, when you think about it.
No, if this show gives you cancer in the state of California, it's time to leave California.
Exactly.
You're probably getting cancer from something else. All right, so I want to stop talking about California because I'm getting depressed.
Well, that's really all we have for bad news tonight, isn't it? Was that pretty much it? Well, no, there's one other one too. That one company that was bankruptcy, but yeah. Yeah,
firearm distributor file for bankruptcy amid the Trump slump. Which one is this? I don't want to talk about this.
Well, it's kind of an. Go ahead, Armand. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I think that's what Hank was going to do tonight. Yeah. He couldn't get his show going, but that was that company. I'm trying to remember.
United Sporting Co.
United Sporting Co's. Yep. I don't know if that's companies or co's, but
United Sporting Co's, a large firearm distributor whose roots date to the Great Depression, filed for bankruptcy protection on Monday and said it plans to liquidate, hurt by falling sales after President Donald Trump was elected, and as Dick's Sporting Goods Inc. began moving away from firearms. The companies whose units, including Ellett Brothers, serve 20,000 retailers in all 50 states, and said other reasons for its Chapter 11 filing were too much debt and discounting caused by excess inventory. It also cited significant disruptions in outdoor retailing, such as Bass Pro Shops' 2017 purchase of Cabela's and Gander Mountain's bankruptcy. It said hurricanes in the southeastern United States, which generates a large portion of the Chapin, South Carolina-based company's sales, also reduced demand. USC carries such brands as Glock, Remington, Ruger, and Smith & Wesson. In court filing, Chief Executive Officer Bradley Johnson said USC boosted inventory before the 2016 White House race, expecting the higher sales that historically follow a Democrat's election. So they were banking on Hillary winning the election.
Yeah.
Or on some Democrat winning the election. They weren't sure who, probably. But again, wow. Yeah, don't just FYI for anyone listening, don't bank your business strategy on someone winning an election. I'm sorry, but listen, what I do with GunTube, I'm not banking on whether a Republican or a Democrat, wins an election to do business. I'm doing business, and I have GunTube so that I can keep, we have somewhere to go other than YouTube We don't have to worry about, some asshole saying, hey, guess what? We don't want your videos here.
That's what you are banking on, Nice Strike, because that's what's going to happen to all of us with gun channels at some point. We're all going to be pushed off of YouTube, and
eventually, most likely we will, but because we've seen time and again how YouTube has, ostracized one niche group on its platform and decided, by the way, we don't want you here, so go away. And they've done this to not just one person; they've done it to several people in the firearms community already. So, I mean, just look at what Hank never got his original channel back, did he?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's got both. Yeah, he's got both his channels.
He's got both channels.
Oh yeah, he had to dispute it and blah blah.
He had strikes. Okay.
Yeah.
But while love him or hate him, like him or not, I still believe that Yeager did not deserve to have his entire channel deleted like that.
I don't either. I mean, I'm not a big fan.
I'm not a fan of him. I don't like his tactics. I don't like how he does things. I'm not a Yeager fan. But again, I respect him as a human being. I respect him as an individual, and I respect his right to be able to put whatever the hell he wants on his YouTube channel. And I don't respect YouTube going and just deleting his channel, not even giving him a chance to even, make his case and say, hey, there's nothing wrong with what I said. We're just doing this, and this is how we do it. And he didn't even get a chance to make his case, and that's what pisses me off. I mean, I'm not a fan of Yeager, but again, I don't hate the guy. I just don't like how he does things. But again, that's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. Okay, he can not like how I do hit or miss and think I'm a complete asshole. Hey, that's fine. That's his opinion.
Right. I'm the same way with Yankee Marshall. I'm not a fan of his, but honestly, we should not have to deal with this. We're being censored.
So, and that's why I set up GunTube, because of situations like with Yeager, where else are we going to go? Yes, there's Gunstreamer. Yes, there's Full 30, but I still haven't gotten to be able to upload videos on Full 30. I can't, I can upload videos on Gunstreamer, but again, I've had chats with Austin of Gunstreamer, and I don't want to put any unnecessary burden on him either. And I'm trying to do GunTube. I really am trying to do GunTube, and I really hope that I can get some more support with GunTube. But this is my problem with stuff like this. You don't bank a business strategy on on someone winning an election or not. You don't. If you're running a company, you don't get more stock than you can sell already. You hold on to what stock you have. You try and sell it at a price that gives you a profit when you sell it in bulk, okay, or when you sell it, period, and then you go and get more stock to replenish what you already had on hand. Okay, you don't buy more stock than you can handle, and then try and sell it at an inflated price because of an election. That's not how to do business. Okay, and I know I'm preaching to the choir, guys, but I am completely, after hearing this, I am just blindsided by this, because they were banking on a Democrat winning an election as a business plan. No, when you're business, yes, you're supposed to forecast, you're supposed to project, you're supposed to guess, yes, but you do not guess on whether who wins an election or not. You're supposed to have two plans of attack. Okay, one, if this guy wins the election, this is our plan for 5 years. Okay, and okay, two, if this person wins the election, this is our plan for 5 years. You're not just supposed to say, oh, if this person wins the election, we're going to get all this stuff and we'll be fine. No, you have more than one plan. Period. And I know I'm going on a tangent on this, but it's ridiculous, Travis.
part of me doesn't want to see their company fold because it does make for good competition to have multiple huge distributors of firearms. I think it's good because it, allows some price competition. But on the other end, like you said, if they're gonna try to gamble their entire business on this, like I said, though, that election proved absolutely every algorithm, prescription, Vegas, gambler, whatever, it's totally defied the odds when it happened. And so I don't know if anybody really could have called it.
The thing I can say about the election is I've always, like I said, I'm pushing 53 my whole life. You look how many signs for certain, vote for them, vote for them. I saw more Trump. I mean, I saw 10 to 12 Trump signs for every Hillary sign. That told me something right there.
True. And obviously the news isn't going to tell you that,
Oh no. My other question is this company's going out of business. Are they liquidating? What do they got for sale? And
I think they're just thinning out their inventory, and they're filing for bankruptcy protection so that they can keep going, but they're going to thin out their inventory and
good pricing.
Somebody made a good point there out on the YouTube side. They said, yeah, but with Trump talking the way that he's talking right now, it's going to boost gun sales back up. So, that's presser talk and any kind of talk about regulation and
due process later.
Yeah.
Grab him by the pussy.
But a lot of us went hog wild buying guns ourselves. I bought like 12 guns the election year. And I mean, by the time then when Trump got elected, I thought, well, I guess like everybody else, I'm safe for a while. I don't need to be buying any more guns. I actually went the ammo route for the last 12 months or last 24 months. I've been stockpiling, get my ammo bill back. Just
I was just quoting Trump, by the way, just FYI. But as far as so I've still bought guns here and there. And well, if someone says, "Well, Night Strike, you've bought receivers," well, I'm poor right now, so buying receivers is about all I can do when I'm spending over $250 a month on GunTube. So yeah, so yes, it sucks, but that's how it is. So if I have to build a receiver and and it's going to take me a while, yeah, that's how I'm getting more guns because I can't afford to go and buy a new firearm right now. It's just not in my options right now, unfortunately. And unlike Squib, I don't have a credit card.
And he's got a forklift.
So he can pay all that stuff off.
Well, yeah, dude, you're doing it the right way. You're taking your time and you're just getting the parts and putting it all together, and it's not going to be a huge out-of-pocket investment for you. So that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. I mean, you're being more responsible than a lot of people, so there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, speaking of which, can we get an update on your AR-15 build there, Night Strike? What do you need?
What do I need?
What are you lacking right now? You got a buffer tube.
I need a buffer tube. I've got a buffer tube spring. So I just need the buffer and the buffer tube, and
preferably mil spec, right?
Yeah,
you got
probably.
a barrel?
No, I'm gonna buy an upper from PSA.
No, I was gonna say I got a barrel that I won from 704 Tactical. It's a Faxon gunner. I think it's mid-length gas.
No, I think what I'm gonna do for one of the receivers is I'm gonna build another stock mid-length M4 style AR-15, and then the HBR 15. I'm gonna go a completely different route. I'm gonna order one of those ProMag 9mm adapters and get one of those 9mm uppers, and possibly put like a pistol buffer tube on it because I don't have a buffer tube on it yet.
I'm really,
and put the blade fin on it and have like a 9mm pistol AR.
I'm jonesing for a pistol caliber carbine AR. I really am. So yeah, that sounds sweet.
Warsaw Patriot is saying at Night Strike, it's going to be hard to pick Trump up again. He's done more damage on the 2A, plus he's passed more gun control. that Obama did less than 2 years ago. If not Trump, then who to fight against the left? Well, I don't agree with the shit he's done, and I seriously don't agree with the bump stocks because I had one. I don't agree with, his comments on suppressors. I don't think he's going to ban them. I just think he said he didn't like them. But again, if he bans them, put your finger right on your index finger together. That's how close I am from going to the Capitol building in Washington and saying, "Give me my goddamn rights back." Okay, that's how close I am.
Right there with you.
I'll meet you there
with a pitchfork and a torch, just to add ambiance.
All right, I might not meet you there now.
There's no law against pitchforks or torches, as long as they're used responsibly.
I think the one thing he might do, if he does anything, this might get. I don't know. It might not come to fruition anyway, but the one thing he might do is raise the tax stamp. It's been $200 for any NFA item for years, and that's back when $200 would buy you a car in 34. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's wait and see.
Well, $200 technically will still buy you a car, but but I will say you will probably have to do some work on it.
Just a little.
Just a little. But yeah, I really hope he just says I don't like him and moves on and doesn't fucking ruin things.
I'm old enough to,
because if he ruins things, then I'm gonna lose my shit and I'm gonna go and protest.
I was just gonna say I'm old enough to tell you that the first car I bought was $400. It was a '74 Ventura Pontiac, and it was in great shape. But that was in '85, so yeah.
Yeah. All right. And Warsaw Patriot is saying, here's the thing: if Trump bans the suppressors, he's also going to do more damage to the NFA. He would also have to remove the NFA itself. Yeah.
Well, I'm curious on his angle on that. How would he have to remove the NFA?
On the whole situation of the 2020 elections, okay? And this is going back to what Warsaw said. Here's the deal, okay? Everyone that's listening out there, stop typing, giving us responses, and listen up, okay? The 2020 election, I've already looked at everyone on the Democratic side, okay? Every single Democrat wants gun control or has gone even to the extreme saying we need to remove the Second Amendment, okay? They're already gone that far. Hell, half of them are socialists or communists or anarchists, technically. They're just running under the Democratic Party. Now, what's on the right now? I'm not sure. I don't necessarily trust a single Republican in there, but at the same time, I don't trust the libertarians to actually bring a decent contender to even try and fight with either side. Okay, I don't trust the independents or the libertarians to bring a decent third party or a bipartisan middleman between the far left and I don't even want to call them conservatives because they're not being conservatives, or the guys who say they're on the right, but, are only just a little bit to the right of the far left. So the 2020 elections is a crapshoot. And I'm going to say this. I don't like to say this. I'm probably going to drink a bottle of vodka after I say this, but
oh my God.
Well, not a whole bottle, but probably more than a couple
okay,
shots.
good.
Just a taste, right?
but-
Just a taste.
Now to get the bad taste out of my mouth. But what I'm going to say is, quite honestly, if he goes for re-election, and I'm not saying that he is, I don't know if he is. He hasn't said if he is or not. Probably our only choice, as opposed to giving away our Second Amendment or keeping it, we have Donald Trump is really our only option at this point, unless some poster child for pro-gun legislation, pro-conservatism, someone better than Trump, like Reagan, not even Reagan, I won't say Reagan, but somebody like Barry Goldwater coming back from the dead to lead the Republican Party or something. Short of that, I don't think that we have a choice.
Well, he could come back from the dead. Shit, dead people and pets vote for Democrats. So
This is true.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, coming back from the dead like Jesus, not like a zombie, right?
Yes, I do. I was just making a stupid joke.
Yeah, not like a mindless zombie, like everybody voting for Democrats.
No, I thought Trump already said yes, he's running in 2020. I could swear I heard that, but I've been busy working, catching the news here and there. So,
and yet, yes, I have a bad taste in my mouth after saying that. I am probably going to have to have a few drinks after this.
Gargle with the vodka, right?
Right, because
spit it out, right?
Because I have a bad taste in my mouth after saying that. But that's really how I feel. Our only options is our only options is either to stay the course or to let the Democrats win. And if we stay the course, they won't win. Granted, we're not sure how the future will go, but it will be half as bad as someone like the last of the Mohicans or Bernie Sanders getting elected president.
Unfortunately, it's two sides to the same coin. That's the sad part. It's politics in the game. Actually, I wanted to hear from Gizzard. He was like cracking the bag or something. What was Gizzard?
People are saying, Night Strike, why don't you run for president? I would love to run for president, but the problem is, I don't know I'd get elected. I have a lot of skeletons in my own closet. I won't lie. Nothing really bad, but enough to where I would think twice if it got out. And the situation is that my part of the family kind of are ostracized from the political part. And I don't want to talk about that. It's just I have relatives who were presidents and were in politics. I am not. And Saw Patriot is saying we should have had Ted Cruz back in 2016 at Night Strike. The way Ted Cruz has been lately, I don't fucking think so. I'm glad
Ted Cruz would have got
back on half of the shit he said.
Ted Cruz would have got annihilated by Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. And so would Senior Jeb. I mean, seriously, Jeb, how was the sombrero a good idea? Just because your wife is Latino does not mean it's a good idea for you to go and wear a sombrero. No, we're moving on. We're moving on. I'm not getting on a tangent on this. That's it. We're done. We're done on this.
Please clap.
We're done with this. So moving on, Travis. What other?
Well, we've got some good news to report.
We're gonna talk about Texas.
Yeah, you want to go there?
Yeah. Why don't you run it?
All right. Well, there's a Texas bill to allow more armed teachers that's been signed into law, which is a good thing. House Bill 1387 passed the State House 97 to 46 and the Senate by 24 to 6 votes. Let's see. Today, I'm proud to sign legislation to make Texas schools safer for students and teachers. It says since 2013, Texas law allows public school districts and open enrollment charter schools to appoint what are termed school marshals for school employees. Candidates must hold a state concealed carry license, pass a psych exam, and complete a mandated 80-hour course covering physical security, use of force, active shooter response, and so on. And then in 2018, it was estimated that there were 165 school marshals on the job in the state. And it said previous law capped marshals at 1 per every 200 students or 1 per building on campus. The new law will remove the cap and replace it with a stipulation that allows each public or private school district or governing body to appoint 1 or more marshals to each campus. So that's, they could do whatever they want, basically. Now, they're not saying who fits the bill for that training, if that 80-hour course comes out of the school's budget or the district's budget. I don't think it's necessary at all. I just think that if you have your concealed carry permit and you've got your teaching license, that you are more than adequate to carry in the classroom, but that's just my personal opinion. Would I do 80 hours of training? Sure. I'd love 80 hours of free training. Throw it at me. That's cool. I'm cool with that. Just as a teacher myself,
If you do allow teachers to carry their firearms in the classroom, I'm not against, you may disagree with me on this, but the teachers that are carrying, having law enforcement come in and do, spot check inspections to make sure they're taking care of their firearms properly. If someone's afraid of, something happening with those, I'm not against something like that as long as it's done right. Okay.
Yeah.
And as long as these teachers take care of their firearms as much as they take care of their kids. Okay. Because remember, if you're going to carry a firearm, that gun needs to be oiled properly. Every part needs to be functioning as it's intended to, and it must be able to shoot straight. Otherwise, it's on you for any shot missed.
Are we talking, when you say teachers carrying, do you really think that they're going to have the teachers like concealed carrying, or is it going to be in a lockbox in their desk or something like that?
It doesn't matter at this point.
This would allow this would be on body carry.
Yeah, that's the question I'm asking. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they already do allow it. Yeah.
So,
I was just going to say,
I'm not against this, and I know, guys, step in if you don't agree with me. Say so. I'm not going to be hurt. This is only my opinion because I don't want to see kids die. Okay, I'm not a monster. I don't like seeing people die. That's not Night Strike's thing. I just want, if people are going to carry every day to protect the kids, that their guns need to be in top working shape in order to do that. So I just want them to properly take care of their firearms. That's it.
I would imagine if you're going to put that kind of time and energy and go through that much for training, you're probably going to take it pretty seriously. I would think so. I mean, just my opinion,
I'm on the same thought. Travis, you're a teacher. My really good friend, known him since the 5th grade, is now a teacher, and he's got his concealed carry and owns more guns than me. But the school he works in, it's real low key. Nobody knows. But there are officers roaming the schools, plain clothes. They're like, oh, we're a guidance counselor. They got a gun locker room, and there's a few AR-15s and blah, blah, blah. But unless, in other words, let's look at it this way, Travis. Mm-hmm. Somebody walks into your classroom and starts shooting.
Yeah.
How far away are those guys? Oh. You got your gun? Stopped right there, unless he caps you first. But
well, what I think the biggest scenario that I would see happen, the most likely scenario would be the classrooms would go into a lockdown situation. There'd be a gunman in the hallway, or somebody shooting across the building, or somebody shooting. Okay, so they call a lockdown. Everybody's hunkered down in their classrooms. I would think that the most likely engagement a teacher's going to have with the gunman is going to be that kind of a scenario where that gunman's trying to get into a particular class because either he wants to shoot the teacher or wants to shoot particular students. So yeah, I mean, if they're going to just come in and just open fire, there's a chance that teacher won't be on point, or the students wouldn't, and nobody would be prepared for it. That can happen, and that does happen. But I'm just talking about the typical engagement you're probably going to run into would be somebody trying to break into your classroom with the firearm. And we don't have, in our school, we don't have steel doors with, the wires going through the glass and stuff like that. A lot of your classrooms don't. They've got glass right next to the door. It wouldn't take much to get into a classroom. So, I mean, the more armed teachers that you could allow that are comfortable carrying, the better, in my opinion.
Well, I'm just going to throw this out there.
Mhm.
Go to a school. Oh, this is a gun-free zone. How about go to a school and see a sign that says, this isn't a gun-free zone. Our teachers are armed. Do you know which ones?
Yeah.
Would that not make people go, well, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we do
But
have an
hey,
armed
finally,
police
right?
officer during the day. That's in the building walking around. But again, if he's on the other side of the building or he's not available, or you have multiple assailants attacking multiple points in the building, the best defense is going to be somebody armed in each hallway, or multiple people armed in classrooms, or given number of people armed, etc.
Right.
That's one of the things that we need to be able to refute the most is the what if scenarios. Because they'll what if all day, every day until the next school shooting. And then they'll what if all day, every day until something else happens. Because, of course, what if, the kid comes in and he's a master sniper and he kills every teacher in the school before he turns on the students? Yeah, sure, that's possible, could happen. The likeliness of it happen isn't going to happen, but that's what's going to happen when you start talking logically. Like, hey, I've got a firearm, and if I have the opportunity to suppress the threat, I'll be able to. The first thing they're going to do is say, what if they shoot you first? Okay, well, what if a helicopter crashes through my classroom?
Right.
Yeah.
So we can't, but we have to expect those what ifs to come, but we also need to be able to refute them really well. Because
I'll say, well, my friend across the hall, who's also an armed teacher, is going to come help me. So,
I was just going to say that there's a lot of what ifs there, but
yeah,
we all know that gun-free zones are where all these mass shootings happen.
They don't work.
They don't work. When you know that the populace is armed, or you don't know who's armed, that's the beauty of CCW. In Ohio, we have open carry, which is cool. I got open carry, but I don't. I pray to God I never have to pull my pistol. I've only had to pull it once, and it de-escalated really fast. I never pointed it. It was just out, and it was like, okay, what's going on? But
I hope you never have to use it.
I hope I never do.
That's not to say you shouldn't take it to the range and feed it properly.
Come on, me to the range. I shoot it all the time.
Right. Well, yeah, right. You got to do that, but again, I have a carry permit. I don't want to ever have to fire on someone ever.
Nope.
But again, I don't want to see myself or my family die in front of me either.
Same way. I hope I never have to use it, but if I have to use it, then I guess it meant saving lives.
Budget told a story a couple weeks ago about his Polar Pop story, and I don't fancy Budget a fibber, so I'm going to take him at his word.
I don't know about Budget.
Well, yeah, he might be. He is a budget Guns and Gear guy.
Yeah, right.
But
as long as we're on the same page on that.
He said that the dude that he was having the argument with, or the discussion, or the interaction with, however you want to call it, at the gas station, told him once Budget told the police that he was armed, the guy said, if I knew you had a gun, I wouldn't have said anything. That's armament's exact point. When you're a lot closer lipped and a lot less risky risk taker if you think that what you're going to go after could actually push back a little bit.
I just live by the be good but carry a stick. You know what I mean? Armed society, polite society. Yes, I have my protection. Please don't screw with me. Don't screw with my loved ones. Don't screw with innocent people. I have a big stick. I can fight back. It's simple philosophy that, well, the antis just, we want the utopian society where nobody has guns and evil doesn't exist. Hey, utopian dreamers, evil will always exist. There will always be evil people. It's that simple.
That's also their exact game plan. is when they remove X because X is illegal, they're going to go after Q because X was dangerous. X is scary. People are afraid. Well, they remove that from society, and then they're going to move right to the next thing, and right to the next thing, and right to the next thing.
They don't understand that criminals don't follow laws, so they don't give two craps about who has what. They don't care. They're going to get their stuff either way, and that's going to leave us law-abiding defenseless, right?
As long as humanity exists, there will always be evil.
Yep. I've been.
There are also, as long as humanity exists, there will always be war. I know you're also going to disagree on that, but at some point, if humanity unites under one single banner and eventually gets out there into the stars and fights other aliens, we're still going to be at war, just not with ourselves.
It's funny. It's funny that you said that, because that's something that I've said for years, that us on the planet, we fought amongst ourselves for years. What would happen if life, intelligent, not, microbial life, intelligent life is discovered and makes contact, and we would have a different outlook on things? But I swear to God, people would still fight with each other.
People would still fight with each other, but humanity itself, knowing that there are other intelligent beings out there, would probably say, yeah, fuck this. We're not going to war with ourselves anymore. We're going to war with them out there because we don't know them. We know everybody here. We know what the shit we have to deal with here. But we don't know them. And that's the point.
Now you're talking like Avengers and Infinity Wars and anything.
Hey, Nice Rick, I'm going to go ahead and bail, buddy. I'm going to head on over to 2A Tuesday.
All right, give us your outro, and we'll wrap up here.
Guys, do support GunTube.org. Make sure you join with GunChannels.com. Everybody here in the panel's got a great channel, so check out their content. And as for me, check out my channel, Travis P11, over on YouTube. Thanks a lot, man.
Night, Travis.
Hey, y'all take care. There's still a couple more topics you can cover if you want to before we head out, but that's up to you, Nice Strike.
Nah, we're gonna.
All right, man.
There we go.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Take care.
All right, later,
Later, guys.
All right, Armament, give us your outro. If there's anything going on with your channel, or you gonna do any videos or something, let us know.
Actually, I got rid of the old Pro Point on my old Paraordnance 1990s competition. I went with a little micro red dot. It's a True Glow. Cost me like $144, and I bought the mount to put it in the rear sight, and went out, zeroed it, and shot it, and it did good. And made an unboxing video, but we're gonna put it all together with a shooting video. But I went out and put, I don't know, box and a half of ammo through it, and it still works. So I'm one of them guys that's like, if this budget thing works, let's push it to the limit and see how far it works. But it is so much better than that big old god awful Pro Point on the top. The other thing, I did my 500 subscriber giveaway. Gun Doctor TV1. He did a video today and showed everybody what I had sent him, and that's cool. So go check out Gun Doctor TV and check that video out. That's about it, man.
All right. Check that out. All right, Gizzard, what's going on with you? What's going on with your channel? You got any videos coming out? We might want to check out.
I don't know about videos, but we got some good live shows coming up. Check us out Friday night on Foul Territory. That's 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. And then if you want to get up on Sunday morning and just talk about whatever, get up and watch the early bird chat. That's at 10 Eastern, 9 Central. And my website at gizzardgary.com. And thanks for the invite.
Hey, no problem. Anytime, brother. All right. David, Kingpin, what can we expect? I know I've seen some great gun videos for you that's on GunTube. They're great. You got any other ones? Maybe a David Bowling goes to the range, or Kingpin does it best at the range?
No, I don't really do a whole lot of the range stuff just because the difficulty in filming at my range. But I did another firearms inventors playing card video,
Okay.
which you can definitely find over at guntube.org. I'd rather you watch either on gun channels or GunTube, but if you watch on YouTube, that's great and I appreciate it. One shout out that I want to give is to John Brown Productions. Everybody knows him from the chat room. If you ever get a chance to talk to him, get into a conversation with him, he's a wealth of knowledge, really great guy. And today he did a really good job holding down the lobby chat by himself for a while. So just wanted to give him a quick shout out.
All right. And yep, guys. Again, if you'd like to support GunTube, check out the shop at guntube.org. Here's the link. I'm getting more stuff in to help GunTube try and make it. Seriously need some help this month. I'm not kidding. Anyways, check out my channel on YouTube because I think about Thursday I got it scheduled that I got another video coming out. I believe it's not the entire portion of me and AWAG hanging out on the range, but it's most of it. It's most of all of that. What we were able to get. So you'll see AWAG being a doofus, but it'll be funny. So check out some of that, and I got more content I'm working on. I'll probably have to go out and do some more videos outside in this heat, but I'm gonna do
something. This is a never-ending battle, isn't it, sir?
I'm gonna do something.
It's a never-ending battle. I mean, people think, oh, you got a YouTube channel, you just go out and shoot and make video. A lot of people don't realize how much goes into this.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to show you all of my firearms, but I'm going to go and take a couple out and show you what they look like. Maybe go in and do a couple in-depth videos or a tabletop video. Not in like Travis. I'll probably do it at the range. Out and when I say range, I mean the backyard because I don't have to pay for a range. I have a range already. So. But again, I am doing more content. I'm doing more videos. Other than that, check out guntube.org. I've got at the top of guntube.org where the advertisements are. I've got a link if you want to support GunTube that way. Also, if you need to buy any gun parts or any accessories, check out those banners at the top of GunTube because they also help GunTube make a little money. Not a lot, but it helps. Every little bit helps. Other than that, we'll see you guys on Roll Call 219's Rants and Raves on Wednesday night after Matt's before the Daily Gun Show. So check that out. I'm trying to be able to do the Friday Night Strike, but it looks like I'm more or less right now with Friday nights. I'm having to spend time with my grandmother at the hospital, and unfortunately, I'll either be able to get home in time for the foul territory that Gary does, or I will be able to get home in time for Matt's video games if he wants to play video games. But I'm not going to be able to be home for Friday Night Strike because I'm going to be spending time with my grandmother. So I just want to let everyone know on that. When I can do the Friday Night Strike again, I will let you all know. But right now, it's on hiatus.
Hey, family comes first.
Right. So with that, guys, we will see you again later. Watch for that video that's coming out. Probably I'll schedule that video of AWAG doing hilarious shit on Thursday. And I'll try and do something special this weekend. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try if the weather permits. Because next week, at the end of next week, the next weekend, I will not be around at all. I won't be on any chats. Like Friday, I'm getting in a car and I'm going up to Pennsylvania, which I won't have a car. I will be with friends, and the trip is to drive 10 hours from South Carolina up to Pennsylvania, and I will not have a car. I will be at the behest of my friend that has a car. So
So
anyways,
you will be a passenger, not a driver.
a passenger. So
Yep.
I'll be in Gettysburg or a little out of Gettysburg. If anybody wants to hang out or anything, I'll let them know where I'm at. Just text me or email me, and I'll let you guys know.
Are you going to go to Gettysburg?
The wedding is in Gettysburg, so that's where we're going. I think we're staying in Chambersburg, a little west of Gettysburg, because it's cheaper.
I just wondered if you were going to do the Gettysburg battlefield thing or anything. I just curious.
I don't know if that's on the docket for the wedding. If it is,
I doubt it for the wedding. I didn't know.
I mean, I would be so down for the
Yeah,
wedding
right.
if it was, right?
Right.
Right? But I don't think it is. So
Have a musket wedding.
Yeah,
not
a shotgun, a musket.
A musket wedding, right?
Well,
But,
the old muskets could be shotguns too. So,
but again, I know my outro is extremely long, and I apologize, guys. But yeah, thank you all for listening. This was Hit or Miss.
Peace.